Welcome to head coach Scott Satterfield's post-game press conference. Coach will start us off with a quick opening statement, and please raise your hands for questions. Cameras, we good? We're good. Coach?
All right. First of all, want to give props to Pitt. I mean, we knew what kind of team we were going to come in here and play. When we got up 27-7, I knew it wasn't going to be over. I mean, they got a lot of pride in their program. You're playing at their place. They had a really good student section that was loud tonight. And they didn't quit. They kept playing. But conversely, our guys didn't either. And I'm really proud of the way our guys played. There at the end. The defense, they bowed their neck back, but it would not let him get any more completions there at the end of the drive, and we ended up getting a sack on fourth down to get the ball back. And then at that point, we looked at the clock and knew we had to get 2 first downs on offense, and our guys went and got 2 first downs. I mean, and obviously, if you don't get that, I mean, it could be a different game. And so it was a complete team win tonight, what it's going to take against a good football team, and on the road like that. Carter knocked down some field goals tonight, and defense I thought played outstanding in the throw game. Now, he had a few passes on us. But I mean, 10 for 32. I mean, that's really good pass defense. And I think the pressure was the difference. I thought he had to get rid of the ball early. The guys are not in their routes yet, and he's getting rid of the ball to get that completion percentage. So I think we'll be at 5 sacks tonight, which is what we want to be able, and several hits on the quarterback to make him get rid of the ball. That was huge for us. Really proud of Corey Connor. 20 carries, 153 yards, and a touchdown, and a game-sealing run there when we had to have it. He played his butt off. We felt like he had a hot hand. We didn't really want to sub him out just because of that. We obviously trusted the ball in his hands to go make the play. Pitt's got a good defense. I thought, limited us in some of the things that we could do. Throwing the football, didn't want to hold the ball because, if you hold the ball against them, you're going to get sacked. I mean, they've been proven. I mean, the last 3 years, they're top, 1, 2, or 3 in the country in sacks, and we knew that coming in. And they got us a couple times tonight, but Emery's 18 for 26. I thought that was very solid. His interception was pressure. He gets hit right when he's throwing the ball. I felt like he had Braden there on that particular pass play. But credit to Pitt on that. I mean, they got pressure and got to him. But, man, just very, very excited. That's a really good road win, for the Bearcats. And, I know it's early in the season, but that is really, really solid win. And we're proud of our coaches and our players for how they prepared this week and came in here and got this win.
Questions for Coach Keegan and Scott?
How happy were you with the offense in the first quarter, especially the first series? They seemed really unfazed despite
Yeah, I mean, the first series, we picked up where we left off last week. That was a great opening drive. Corey, we popped a couple big runs on them. AT around the end there was a play we saw this week that we liked. And that things started clicking there, and you get up and we knocked the field goal down right before half. I thought that was huge because you always like to get momentum right before half, and then we're getting the ball back. Well, we end up having a punt, but we get the fumble on the quarterback, and then through the touchdown pass to Braden. Incredible catch. I mean, that was as good a catch as you're going to see this weekend, I'm sure, in the back corner of that end zone. And speaking of that, Braden played unbelievable. I mean, the guy had punt return tonight. He threw a pass for a completion on the money, and caught some very highly contested catches out there. Played great out there tonight as well. So, but proud of the offense and the way they came through, especially early in the game.
You had 5 sacks, the biggest one. Jack Dangle. How good is he going to be?
Yeah, I love Dingle. When we first got here in the spring, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be really, really good. I mean, we looked at the catapult numbers. He was one of the faster players on our team, not just on defense, on our team at 238 pounds or whatever he is. He's an incredible athlete. He just needed to play. He just really hadn't played much. And I thought he played well tonight. I was looking out there, and he's making some tackles for loss. He's getting sacks. We brought him quite a bit on some pressures tonight. I think he's just going to continue to get better and better and better. I mean, he's a young player, hadn't played a whole lot of football yet.
How does a win like this help with the progression of the team and confidence moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's one win, but it's on the road against an ACC team that won the ACC 2 years ago, So, I mean, we played them last year when I was at Louisville, so I know what kind of team they have. It just gives you confidence to know if you prepare well and, you go out and make plays, you got a chance to win. It doesn't guarantee anything. You know, you guys still got to go make plays, and we had a lot of guys make plays tonight. You know, but we're, you know, we played 2 games and we're 2-0, so it's a big win. You know, and it's also big in recruiting. You know, we compete with Pitt a lot in recruits in this area in Ohio. They try to come over in Ohio and try to get some of our players. So it's certainly a big win in that regard as well.
Keegan, then Neil.
Justin Harris had an up and down game, had some good PBUs, but also a few defensive pass interferences. How do you manage that during the game when you see that they're kind of going after him offensively?
Yeah, I mean that's you know, that's a difficult assignment there when, you know, if you're asking him to go out there and just play man, you know, down the sideline, and they just kept throwing it up. It felt like you know, he'll learn from this game. You know, he'll continue to grow. You know, there'll be games certainly like this as we progress throughout the season. We got to do some things, I think, at times that you know, mix it up, you know, and not just say, hey, you got him down the sideline by yourself. You know, I think defensively we can do some things to change that up. I mean, we want to be aggressive, and therefore he's going to have to be able to play man. But I think sometimes we can change that up and help him out a little bit. But I mean, you know, they got some good players. I mean, and I think that, you know, that quarterback there is, you know, a solid player. And I mean, sometimes you're going to get called PI, you know, and but you just keep playing. And we'll go back and watch the film and see any technique that we can him on, and as we move forward.
Neil.
We talked about Justin Harris, obviously stepped in for the injured Sammy
Yeah.
tonight. Do you just have any update on Sammy?
You know, we're still evaluating. You know, I know Sammy really wanted to be out there tonight and play. I mean, he's such a competitor. And so he's a day-to-day right now. We'll continue to evaluate and, you know, obviously do what the medical professionals tell us we need to do with him. He's eager to get back out, so maybe we'll have an update, you know, by first of next week.
Ryan and Scott.
Pat Narduzzi talked about before the game the kind of havoc that Dante Corleone does inside. How much does his presence, along with Juan Briggs, opens up for Brian Bratz and Jack Tingle?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those are great football players. They're very strong and powerful. We've talked about them, you know, a lot. And, you know, I thought tonight they proved their worth in a lot of aspects. You know, there's a couple of times I saw Briggs right in the backfield making plays there, sacking the quarterback. The one play that Corleone made was incredible. I think he took his lineman straight back into the quarterback, dumped him, and grabbed the quarterback and put him down. He's capable of doing that. We have a hard time blocking him. You know, each and every day we go against him. And actually on the headsets, our offensive line coach, he does it to them too. And, you know, not just us in practice. You know, so he's a man. He's a man in there. And but he frees up those linebackers. I mean, Dorian Jones, Jack Dingle, and those other guys are able to run and make plays because of those guys up front.
Singletary gets in the end zone again, but you're using 4, maybe 5, if I missed one, tight end. You're using one, too.
We are. You know, we're playing a lot of guys there at the tight end position. I think, you know, they certainly, you know, have some different skill sets that we want to try to, you know, utilize and put them in position to be able to make plays. You know, there's a nice touchdown there, you know, early in the game on the little slider there with the tight end. You know, and then, you know, we try to get the ball a couple more times to Shaman, and we're unsuccessful to do that. But I still think those guys are still learning. They're still coming on at the tight end position. I think, you know, hopefully they got better tonight. I didn't think they played great in the first game. Hopefully tonight they played a little bit better, and hopefully we can continue to bring those guys along. We're going to need those tight ends in the throw game and the run game.
In the back.
This is the third time in 4 years you've coached against Pitt and Pat and his defense. Do you feel like that familiarity helped you, particularly with attacking their run defense in the first half against Randall, like 180 yards?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of respect for their defense, and man, they've been really good over a lot of years. And so we felt like we had a pretty good plan coming in. You never know until you start playing and see if, you know, if our guys can go up there and block them and be able to handle that. I think early in the game we were able to pop a few of those big runs. You know, I thought we had, I thought our guys blocked very well up front early in the game. And then middle of the game, third quarter, you know, wasn't as good. You know, they started doing some things to obviously shore up that run defense, and then started putting pressure back on us. You know, we hit a lull. You know, we got to do a better job once we hit those lulls to find our ways that we can, you know, counteract that to get that running game, continue to let it go. Because, you know, you got that kind of lead. You want to be able to melt some clock and grind out first downs.
Aiden, and one more.
Can you just take me through those decisions on the fourth down, the final drive, and why you decided to keep the offense on the field?
We're just trying to win the game. I mean, you know, it's easy to second guess fourth down decisions. I mean, anytime during the game. but we're trying to win the game, you know, and I think what we had a false start. Yeah, we were going for it.
Neil, last question.
Pitt made the change at left guard heading into this one. They started
Mhm.
with freshman B.J. Williams instead of Jason Collier. Was that like a mismatch thing you guys saw heading into this, and how you guys could take advantage of coming back to it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I certainly we found out about that right there at pregame, you know, and they started the freshman, right, the young player, you know, and you know, the player that was in there last week that played, you know, is a really big guy, probably doesn't move quite as well, so I think that's probably why they made the move, you know, but even at that, you know, you're playing a freshman, you know, that maybe hadn't played in a lot of these type games, and you know, going against some of the experienced guys we felt like we maybe could take advantage of that. Obviously, have to go back and watch the film and see if we were able to, but you know, I felt like our guys up front played really well, our defensive line, and you know, to be able to put up some of these stats right here was great. So we'll see how our guys ended up doing.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll have Corey Kiner up next. Corey had a career high 153 yards rushing on 20 carries with 1 touchdown. He had no negative rushing plays. Questions for Corey? Scott?
How's it feel to be in control of the game? You were just at the end when you needed to chew clock and you were getting the yards. And you know, I know you had 100-something yards, but at the end you were able to just basically ice the game away.
The guys up front allowed that to happen. I seen the front side cut, so I took it front side, and I knew we needed to stay in bounds, so I just decided to slide, keep the clock running.
You like the grass stain? Is that kind of cool compared to the turf?
Yeah, I got turf burn last week. You don't get that on grass, so I like that grass.
Keegan?
2 straight 100-yard-plus games this season. What feels different this year that's leading to this success?
I mean, the offense is different, but the guys up front and the receivers and the tight ends are just doing a great job opening up these running lanes for me to get these rushing yards. So I just can't be more thankful for those guys.
Neil?
Walk us through that 68-yard rushing play there, obviously.
Season, but coming in, not a lot of preseason hype. How did a win like tonight solidify what you guys probably already knew in your locker room?
We just keep working. I mean, we knew nobody else had faith in us but us. Like, everybody counted us out before the season even started for teams like Pitt. But the guys came to work this week, and we took every day of practice personal. So this game was personal for us.
Scott? Then Aaron?
When you weren't in and the other guys were down, I mean, you had the hot hand. Is it tough to sit there, or you want to just go down and grab the football? They were bringing the
Shoot, I waited my turn, you know. The other guys were doing their thing, and then when I got in, I tried my best to do my thing. Like I said, I didn't do it by myself. The O-line and the receivers and the tight ends did a great job blocking. So this 100-yard plus game was on those guys.
Twice now you've gotten caught on those long runs. You gonna do anything different to try and make sure you get in the end zone on the next one?
Just keep working on my speed.
Ryan and Neil?
263 yards of offense in the first half, 108 in the second half. Did you see anything differently with the Pitt defense as far as what they were scheming for you guys?
They were trying their best to stop the run in the second half, and they were trying, but like I said, we just kept doing what we had to do, and O-line and receivers and tight ends kept opening up the holes, and then we just kept hitting them.
Offensive line really is gelled together. I know we've talked about this with you in the past. Just talk about what it was like up front there tonight. Obviously, really big, successful night there. Rushing the ball over 200 yards again, rushing. Just what was working up there on offense, and how have you guys really gelled together here in the recent weeks?
I mean, shoot, at practice we working the plays and stuff, and at practice is working against our scout defense and our starting defense and stuff like that. They just keep working. I mean, the connection is happening when it needs to happen, and they right now more than ever.
Any questions for Corey? Thank you, sir. Juan Briggs is up next. Senior captain Juan Briggs. Good work, buddy. You go back into this one.
All right, how y'all doing?
Questions for Juwan?
Guys, make a statement early in that first drive, punch him in the mouth, set up the offense for a score. What was it like to kind of just make that statement really, really early?
I think the main thing about, going into someone else's stadium is making sure that you really put your foot down and show that you're here for a fight. So I feel like we did a very good job at that on offense and defense throughout the game, and special teams as well.
The quarterback's pretty efficient, and he still had 3 touchdowns tonight, but 10 out of 32, you guys certainly did a job on it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that, we knew they were going to try to run the ball. So once we established that we were pretty stout against the run in the first and second quarter, they started to try to air that ball out. We were kind of getting them behind the chains a bit. So it made sense for them to try to air that ball out. And, we had some great guys in coverage and we had some great pressure. So, we were just able to give them that, 10 and 32.
Seems like you and Dante were living back there in the backfield quite often there, whether it was pressure, sacks, getting quarterback hurries. What was working for you guys on the defensive front? Obviously, they made the change at left guard before this game. What were you guys seeing up front to really affect and get to the backfield?
I mean, it was just one of those things to where we had a great week of preparation, along with the change in the rotation. I mean, we just had a really great week of preparation, so we knew exactly what we were going to run, when we were going to run it, and how we were going to do it. That's just a testament to how the scout team guys helped us out, and that's a testament to how we prepared throughout the week.
On the one touchdown there from Jerkovich to Mumfield, the second touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
Dante looked to go untouched. What was your reaction there? Obviously, you haven't seen the tape yet.
Yeah.
Did you have any initial reaction seeing him go untouched through that offensive line?
I mean, Dante's done a great, like we continue saying, Coach Nico's done a great job with our speed, and that's one thing that everybody's seeing on tape. I'm not surprised at all. That guy got quick feet. He might wear a size 18, but he's got quick feet. So, to see him go through and be pretty much scot-free through there, even though it was a touchdown, from a D-line standpoint, it's, a great thing to see.
So like seeing Jack Dingle make that
Mhm.
basically game-winning play there on 4th down.
Man, it means a lot to me, man. Dingle's a younger guy. In my eyes, he's a younger guy, really getting his feet wet, a little bit last year, but really stepping up into that Mike linebacker role this year is something that I've been enjoying seeing, and, just being able to pick his brain and see what he's thinking about when he's seeing stuff on the football field and being able to see him execute is just a great thing for me, and I'm sure it's a great thing for other guys on defense as well.
I know it's only one game, one win, but what does a road win like this do for the confidence of the team moving forward?
I'd say it's a great thing for the confidence, but, once we put this one to bed tonight, we got to sit and focus on our next rivalry, which is Miami of Ohio.
All right. Thank you, Juwan.
Thank you.
We'll have Dante and Emery here in a sec.
Thank you. How's Zane doing?
Ben, you good? Questions for quarterback Emery Jones?
Offense came out hot early. How happy were you with that group in that first series and especially that first quarter?
Yeah, I was really happy. I mean, we've been preaching it all week that to win this game, they had to start up front, and I feel like our offensive line, they did a really good job to start the game off, and we came out running, playing aggressive, and we hit some big runs. So it's really like shouts out to the offensive line and Coach Satt for putting a great game plan together for us to go out here and win.
Corey, 20 rush, 153 yards.
Mhm.
What was his play like, and how did that help with what you wanted to do in the passing game?
Yeah, I mean, it makes the game easier for the quarterback, obviously. I mean, he's a guy that works his tail off. He's been working his butt off since I got here. just in the off season, just doing a lot of extra work. And I mean, it showed off tonight. But I mean, it's really just shouts out to the offensive line. They did a really good job.
Have they performed better than you maybe thought throughout these first 2 games, or is it something you knew was going to gel from the beginning?
I knew that this unit, they're very close. So I knew that, I mean, just when we put the pieces together and when Coach Sack calls the right plays, we're going to be in the best position possible to be successful. So.
It got pretty loud out there, but initially when it was 10-0, you kind of quieted things down. And is that a neat feeling in a big place when you took the crowd out for at least a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was something that we talked about on the sideline. It was like, hey, man, let's go out here and score. And, like, I mean, let's quiet this stadium and get these guys out of here. But, I mean, they came back. They had a really good game plan, too. They came back. They played hard. They fight to the end. So, shouts out to them, too.
You talked all preseason about how you wanted to have fun.
Mhm.
How much fun you having through 2 games?
I mean, I'm having most fun I had in a while, honestly. I told a lot of the coaches, I was like, man, I haven't felt this feeling in a long time, man. And it's really like shouts out to the coaching staff, shouts out to this team for being the type of team we are, being hard-nosed, blue-collar, going to work every single day. And, I mean, I can't thank those guys enough.
Walk us through the play with Braden, the little trick play down the sideline. Obviously, we know Braden has a history of slinging the rock a little bit there. He's now 6 for 11, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns on his career following that 30-yard completion. Walk us through what you guys saw on that play.
Yeah, I mean, when I hand the ball off on that play, I got to do a little fake. So I really didn't see what was going on until he actually threw the ball. And, I mean, D made a great catch, but Braden, he also can throw the ball really good. It's crazy because we actually we called it in practice this week, and I think we missed it both times. But that's just, I mean, Coach Sack being aggressive play caller that he is, and I think that helps us as a team because I think our team feed off his play calling too. So.
Speaking of Braden, what your reactions on the touchdown catch there? Obviously, that was a great ball.
Yeah.
Deep in the corner, kind of had the piped it in, same area, kind of similar catch there.
Yeah.
What did you see on that play? Did you know you had to put that ball close to the sideline for him to go make a play like that?
Actually, I took off running, and the defense end, he kind of got upfield a little bit, so I kind of was fading away when I threw. I didn't really mean to throw it that far outside, but I told him right after that catch, I was like, there's not too many people in the world that can make that catch. And, I mean, that shouts out to him, too, just being the type of guy he is. That's the guy that go to work every single day, so I appreciate him.
263 yards of offense in the first half, the second half. What did you see that Pitt's defense was doing differently in that second half, trying to slow you guys down?
I think they were bringing a lot more pressure, and they clouded the field a lot more. They played cloud a lot more in the second half with their corners, and just kind of wanted to cause a lot of havoc in the backfield with me, and just wanted us to hold the ball so they can get to the quarterback, which they did a couple of times. And I mean, but that shouts out to them. I mean, they're a really good defense. We talked about it all week. Real dominant defense.
All right, thanks, Emery.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll have Dante up
I'm sorry, guys, for that.
Concentration by the defense.
I'm sure a little wobbly.
That's trying to take you out after that win.
Yeah.
Was it the hardest for tonight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we coming in, we know it's gonna be a physical group, especially the O-line. You know, after the game, I gave them credit. You know, they was very physical. They made me better, like as a competitor, as a player. You know, and then I knew they was game planning for me, so I knew coming in I wasn't gonna like make a big impact in the game. So I just had to know my role this game.
You weren't held anywhere.
Nah, I got a smaller jersey.
Jack Dingle makes that sack on 4th down to kind of seal up the game. What's it been like seeing him progress and then finally get that moment this early in the season?
Yeah, shout out to Coach Brown. You know, first of all, calling a great game. You know, play call is great. And then second is giving confidence in Dingle again. You know, a young player, never played for real. This is his first year starting, and I feel like he's been starting for a while. But he's just a great guy, and I think he gave up like a touchdown early on. I told him to keep his head up, and then he made that play. So I'm proud of him.
Defensive backfield kind of had an up and down game with the penalties. How do you, Juwan, DG, how do you stay focused and kind of just control the game?
Yeah, me and Briggs was telling him like they gonna make plays. Like every team's gonna make a play. Like just go to the next play. So we tell them this next play so they can get their mind off that.
Speaking of the defensive backs there, that last pass interference between Threats and Justin, we saw you come back, be the leader you are, come in, tell them, focus up, get the next ball. Just walk us through that leadership role that you're embracing as a team.
Yeah, I'm not very a vocal guy, but this coach staff helped me, open up more. So they had something going on. I just told them, like, next play, like, we gotta stick together if we want to be the best defense. We preach, earn respect, and I feel like we earn our respect today.
And then, obviously, on that one of the last touchdowns there from Jerkovich to Mumfield, you came untouched through the middle. I know you kind of had that surprise look. You're like, how did this ball just get completed? But what were you seeing on that play, and what led you to get through on touch there?
Yeah, so for some odd reason, they started single blocking me in the fourth quarter, which I don't know why. But I came scotch-free, and I was just too surprised that it was just nobody blocking me. But he made a great play. He's a good quarterback. He's not very mobile and all, but he's a great quarterback for their team.
How does a game like this, it's only one game, but how with the confidence of the team moving forward?
It's everything. This shout out to Pitt and them guys. They a blue blood type of program. They all the history coming from the championships they won 2 years ago. So they're a great team. We knew they were a great team, and that's why we prepared hard. So shout out to Coach Satt, Coach Brown, and the rest of the coaching staff.
Could you hear the UC fans at all? They were kind of distant.
We definitely heard them later on in the game, which we needed. We needed that juice because we was like fluctuated a little bit, but I'm glad they came out to support us.
It seemed like before the game, the crowd was really getting at you guys. Is that kind of like motivating you and get you going?
Yeah, so I was telling my guys, like, we didn't have this last year, so this take this in, like, it motivates you, like, to just compete against this team. So I think it was a big motivator today.
Anything else? Mike, thanks, Tom.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that incident.
That's right.